Hi everyone, Emma here. It's time to make a cha-cha bracelet. So I wanted to do something for Easter, which is coming up next week. And of course, I have these little bunny charms, and I have some other charms too. So we may be doing a couple of these bracelets. We'll see what I come up with. And so yeah, I got started so that this video wasn't majorly too long. So I started out with this gorgeous silver chain that I got on AliExpress, and I love this stuff. I love the twisted, it gives it a little more shiny bling to it and a little more substantial because the links are so big. And so this one here would fit my wrist, which is under 6 inches. So if you see, there's just enough for a clasp right here. I would probably make it about a half an inch longer. Although I don't like my bracelets to sit too low, I think that with a cha-cha bracelet, you're kind of looking for that loosey-goosey movement in it so that your charms will jingle when you walk and when you move your hands like that. So this one here is going to be a little over 7 inches long, and let me see, the measurement I took for that is, yeah, about 19 centimeters, which is a little over 7, so it's actually accurate to the thing. But this here is, we're going to put this clasp on it, and this is another of my favorites that I got from AliExpress. This clasp, because of all the detail, has a lot of shininess to it, and it's super easy to put on and off. There's a nice big hole in the middle to get your toggle through, so you can put whatever clasp works for you. I find toggle clasp a little easier with my fingers, even over a lobster claw. So let's take a look. I'm using Preciosa pearls to go with these lovely little bunnies. And so you're going to need some jump rings. You're going to need, of course, your pearls. I have 6mm pearls and 4mm pearls, and some head pins. Now these head pins are silver plated, and I did find that they are super stiff, but you know what, just depends on what you have. And I couldn't tell you what the gauge is. This feels like maybe an 18 gauge. So yeah, this is what we're gonna make these guys. Let's see, I dropped it here. These guys here. And you can, add a little silver ball to the end to give it a little more bling, but I wanted it to really show off the pearl. And I'm also using my, I'm trying to think what they call this, looper. So it creates a loop for you on your, if you have issues with your hands, or if you're doing a cha-cha bracelet and you want to make a lot of these, this is great. Now they range between $20 and $40. This is the larger size. It's the, yeah, it's called the looper. This is the 3mm size, which means the 3mm round part of your loop. I'm not sure why I ordered that. After I ordered it, I realized I should have got something smaller. But anyway, we're going to do it for this one, and I'm going to show you how to use it, because you know what? I was using it wrong for the longest time, and I did searched all the YouTube videos on these tools, and it, whichever way you're doing it is probably fine, but I found that with the 3mm, the holes were not closed enough, and then when I went to turn it to close it, it would distort that circle, and I was like, well, what's the point of it? So I'm going to show you how to do that. I'm using Swarovski 4mm bicones and some lucite flowers, these little, I don't know what they call these ones. I know, Yeah, I would just say lucite flowers, and I use the 4 millimeter pearl on that. And on this one, I did want a head pin, so I wanted the ball rather than putting my own because it's so tiny. So I didn't have any silver ones. I used the gold, and you know what? I say this all the time. When you're using like colors that are similar but not quite the same, say in a large bead to a small bead, don't worry, put them together. They tend to look alike once they're all on the bracelet. And the other thing is with the gold, I was surprised, you see very little of it, just this little tiny bit, the ball at the end. And this part here, you barely see it. If you look, I have a few already on my bracelet, and you can barely see that gold. So if you don't have exactly what I have here, just grab what you have and put it on. These are so much fun. These are like memory wire bracelets. They're super simple and they're so much fun and cute. So let's get started. First of all, when I get my chain ready, so that's cut the length that you want. Let me get this here. Cut the length that you want. What I do is I try and find an orientation to the chain. So I'll have like this link here is up and this one's flat. This one's up and this one's flat because that's how they interlock them. And this way I put my charms and my dangles on the down ones so that when you wear it on your wrist, those lay flat against your wrist. You know what? You totally don't have to do that. And I've done most of my other cha-cha bracelets. They're all over the place. But I'm being a little OCD today. So please pardon me. And so far it's worked out. You know it's going to happen when I get to these. They'll be off. And it's easy to get off when you turn these a certain way or you move them and stuff. So let's get started. Let's talk about the looper and get a loop done. So I want to do this so you can see nicely. I'll put the mat in behind so you'll get a good idea what it looks like. I'm just going to move those over there. So we need the head pin, and these are the length really doesn't matter because we're cutting quite a bit off. But let me see, where's my ruler here? Inevitably people ask me what length I used, so I'll just give you, these are 5 centimeters long, so I guess they would call it 50 millimeters. They usually measure it in millimeters. Here's the thing too, this one must be quite thick because I found it wouldn't fit on my pearls very well, my 6 millimeter pearls. I don't have any out. We'll do a few of these. So you might have to work through let's enlarge this. You might have to work through the finish on the pearl, and be careful to work through it because if you kind of push it through, it will peel everything around the end. This one doesn't want to go in at all, and it is slightly bent, so we'll just put that one aside. And we can straighten those, but let's just do that for now. Let me see if I can get this one through yeah, this one went on easy. So this is what I was saying, it won't go to the end, and it's possibly just that it gets wider at the end because when they stamp these to flatten it, it would kind of make it bigger. So I found nothing I did got it through, so this is up to you whether you do this or just go ahead and find a thinner head pin. So I'm just pushing down on it and just take a look to make sure it's okay, because I did a few of these and some of them cracked and some the glass actually broke. So I was kind of surprised that it was that bad. So you're going to take your looper, take your head pin, bring your pearl part outside at the end here, and you're going to bring it through. There's a hole on the other side here. Let me see if I can show you that hole. You see that hole? So your head pin is going to come through this hole here. So go through here, go through there, like that. And bring your, now be careful not to bring your bead too close, because when you squeeze it, this is going to come down and it could actually scratch it. So I'm just going to take it out a little bit and squeeze with my hands. And sorry about that, it's hard to do on camera. Okay, and I'm hanging on to my pearl, and I am gonna hold it with my finger because I'm gonna kind of bring it down and away from this arm coming down. That arm is gonna come down and it will scratch your pearl, so that's why I'm doing it that way. And there, that's it. So don't go any further with this piece here. And there is your finished. So I will show you what happens, or what happened previously for me. I was doing a thinner gauge. This is probably about a 24 gauge, which is thinner. And this is for the crystal. So we'll do one of the crystals so I can show you the difference. And there's my Swarovskis. So I should put a few of those out there. Oh, I had some out already. I knew I did. Okay, so you put your crystal on, then your flower facing down. So facing this way. So it looks like that. And then your 4mm pearl. And these go on easily because it's such a small gauge. Okay, back to your looper. So bring that in, make sure it goes through the hole like that. Now this one's a little harder to hang on to your stuff. Just do the best you can like this. Okay, I'm gonna bring it like that and start to squeeze. Oh, I wasn't even close, look. Let me see if I can bring that a little closer. Oh, I didn't like that. So what I'm getting at with this is this looper does not like the small gauge. And this is what I was getting with my stuff all the time. So the small gauge wire does not play nice with these. So let's see if we can fix this with our round nose pliers. Just like that. And I'm just gonna take it like that and tilt it a bit so that this lines up in the middle. And that is way too long, but you know what, that might be fine. Let me show you one that I did. I think most of them are that long. Yeah, that's a little too long. I might fix that. Do a new one. But you can see you still get that. I kind of want it to be tight, but so let me put that one aside. Let's do a few more of these. Get ready. Oh, we have, we're going to do some pink ones as well. So let's get 3 pink ones. Because what we're going to do is we're going to put a bunny and then a dangle. And in the dangle, you're going to have a flower. You're going to have a pink pearl and a white pearl. And that will be your dangle. So let's get these guys. Let's do the whites first. So yeah, you can see this is super tight. Let's see if I can. Oh, this is tighter than I had it yesterday. Okay, so there, this is what I meant to tell you. I didn't want to do that, but look at what did. It broke the glass, it chipped it, and it still didn't come to the bottom. So, get rid of that one. Let's try something. I tried this with one of the others. It almost looks like the bottom is either bent off to one side. I'm going to try to mash it down a bit. So I'm just turning it and squeezing. Let's see if we can get that there. We won't push this one down because we know already that it breaks them. So get that in there. Yeah, that's not friendship. So let's try another one. I think I might leave it. I managed to get a bunch done yesterday. That one was fine. Just got a bit of the finish off. Okay, that one's ready to go. Let's try this again. Bring that through the hole, all the way across. Hang on to your pearl, and just careful not to scratch your pearl. There. I'm going to turn this so that the stem is a little more in the middle. So to do that, you take this side of your thing with your round nose pliers and just move your pearl a bit. Like get that in there and there. Just like that. Okay. And I am hanging on to the little pieces in case I need it for turning on either side to do a little dangle. Oh, sorry, turning on either side to do a little dangle. Let me move this here. Okay, so let's do a few more of these. I have another package of these. I'm kind of annoyed with them, but what are you gonna do? I find, and I'm sure you guys say the same, that head pins are like the worst to buy. They're expensive and they're crappy and they're bent when you get them. So this one, oh, there, went in. This one's a bit wobbly. I don't know if we'll get on there. Let's see if we can get that on there without damaging it. Let's put a few of these on here. No, I think this was the one we didn't want to use. The interesting thing is these bend quite easily. Like that just bent with my finger. There. There, that one went on. Okay, let's open the new package. So these were 50mm silver plated. Oh, these came from Potomac Beads EU. I don't think I bought these. I think these were a gift from Kath. Thank you, Kath. Okay, we'll get the next one ready. Oh, this one, because of the way they're cut, they're pinched. Let me see if I can round that a little bit. I'm gonna try the next one. Maybe it's the pearls. Okay. I'm gonna put that pearl aside. I wonder if it's the pearl. These pearls have the finish goes right to, like, the selling feature of these Preciosas is the finish goes all the way to the hole. If you look at some of your inexpensive pearls, they don't do that. And you know, when you weave them on and they're side by side, you don't notice it too much. But if you're there, that looks good. We need one more white one. Let's try. One more white here. That one went on easy. And that one's fine. Okay, so we're good. We'll do these guys here. So you can see doing this cha-cha bracelet that if I were to do the whole thing on camera, it would take a long time. So, I mean, I think you shouldn't have to hang on to the pearl. So maybe the next one we'll try it without hanging on, see if it works. This is a pink one. Put that in there. So I'll just make sure it stays in place. And we'll let this thing do its job. That's not too bad. Let me just, it did scratch it, so probably my fault. I'll try the next one. Let's put two about there. There, look at that. That's how it's supposed to. I honestly think it's related to the head pins I'm using. If you have a thicker gauge with a higher circle loop, that, because this one, I would consider that one perfect. Okay, let's try this again. See, I'm still learning. Oops, I knocked all my beads. Wouldn't be the first time I did that. So that was what I was concerned, that the actual head pin would scratch the pearl. Let me see what it did. So yeah, it scratched it nicely too. So yeah, I would definitely hang on to it. But there's your lovely. So my tool works. That's always good to know. So let's do these. These one will have to be a little more careful because it doesn't like the thinner gauge. We need okay, let's see what we got here. So let's put these pieces to reuse. And we'll take some of these. So take your crystal and the front of your flower, like that, and a pearl, a 2mm pearl. This one you could probably do your turn yourself. They're so thin that they're easy. The reason I'm using the tool is because I had hand surgeries in the last 2 years, and if I were to do this all day, or even for one whole bracelet, it would really be painful. So yeah, you can see like how wide there's space here. So it's not meant for these little, but we can work with that. Not a big deal. Let's get the next one. In the front of the flower, and a pearl. Like that. If you were doing a whole bunch of these for a sale, you definitely want. Now that one seems to have worked really well. I think I feel like my the issues are with the use myself. I feel like as I get better at this, it's going along. I'm just looking. I need another flower. I think I have a tray of these. I wish I had a lot more smaller ones, but these are like really big ones. So I have a bunch of the little ones. So I just need one more. I'm going to come up with another design to use those lucite flowers. They're so much fun and they're so colorful. So where did I put the... There it is. Put it in this way, like that. And our pearl. Okay. Put it in the tool. Like that. Yeah, see, it stretches it out. I think I pushed too far in and I should have left it out a bit and then it would draw it in. But again, we can fix this. I feel like the announcement for the was it the $6 million man? We have the capabilities. We can fix this. So I'm just taking my tool and turning it. I was obsessed with that show. And then when they came with the, is it $6 million or $6 billion? I don't remember. When they came out with, trying to think of the actress' name. Anyway, she was the female counterpart. Okay, and let me see if I can fix this one that's super long. I'm going to start by cutting a piece of this off. And then we'll just do that and then turn it. So you can see how soft these are. Okay, so now we are going to do one of each, and what we should do is make sure they're closed, because what we'll do is we'll open the jump ring instead. So I did try to do a turn on these to give it like this nice effect, but I found it was really hard to do. So let's move this stuff out of the way. These guys out of the way. Okay. And now we're going to take a, let's see what we are using. Yeah, we're going to use a, these are 7mm jump rings. open this up. Get that off there. Now, I did it in a certain order. You don't have to do that, of course. So I'm going to take a pink. Basically, yeah, so these are not closed all the way. You want to take a pearl in each. You know what? I need my round nose for this. There. Make sure it's closed. Let's do the white one. So it doesn't come off. Let's see if I can. There. Let's do all of these here. Definitely need to close this one. That's super easy to do. There. We'll put them in a pile together. There. That's not too bad. There. And a pink or a white. There. This one's closed. There. Go with that one. That one. Let's get a white. And close this one. Then we'll do this pink one. And white. That one's closed. Let's do a white. There. And we have two left. Let's just put those aside for now. Okay, so we got the one open. So let's put, so what I'm getting at with the orientation is, again, doesn't matter, but I'm putting a pearl in a flower and then another pearl on the other side so that it looks like that. But it doesn't really matter. Once you put them on, they dangle with the flower at the front anyway. So let's go. We've got this one is on the lower one, so this will be on the next. So you're basically skipping one. So we'll skip that one, we'll go on that one. And put that there. We might have to open it a bit because your chain is a little thicker. There we go. Use my other pliers for this. And close that up. And we'll put the bunny on the next one. So we may have too many of these. We'll see. We might spread them out. Here, let's grab this. And I'm definitely using a 7. You could probably get away with a 5mm jump ring on that chain, but it might be a bit snug with the charm. So like that. So just be careful when you add these guys because they are two-sided. And you definitely want everything to be showing. So this One is on this one is up, this one is down. We're going to go on the down one and come up from the back so that Bunny Rabbit is facing forward. And so you squeeze and wobble back and forth till it comes together like that. And that way nothing will fall off. And look how adorable. I'm gonna drive Jen nuts. I should wear this. I have to take her to her doctor's appointment tomorrow for her toe, for her checkup. I should wear it. You know, it's funny. When me and my sister were young, we used to do stuff like not that in particular, but we used to embarrass my mom. She was so good with it. She would just go along. We were teenagers at the time. We knew better. I guess it's better than like today the teenagers are embarrassed by their parents. We were the ones doing the embarrassing. Okay, so that one's down, this one's up, that one's down, so we're going to go to this one. And I may need to open this a little more. Yeah, it's right. So that's what I mean by these links are quite big. It's unfortunate because I feel like it distorts it a bit. That way. Let's get this up, up, up. So if I didn't flip this chain, we would have put, where are we here? We would have put our dangle on the top part of the link rather than the lower part of the link right here. We would have put it on there, which would end up making, for the dangle, it doesn't matter as much, but for the rabbit, it would make the rabbit's head backwards. It would flip it upside down and backwards. Trust me, it doesn't sound like I know what I'm talking about. Oh my gosh. Yeah, this distorted that a bit, but we'll fix it there. Okay. So the other thing with a cha-cha bracelet is you kind of don't want to put too much near the ends where your chain is going to be. It might be hard to attach things. So just remember that if you have big stuff there. I'm going to do this one. And then I think what we'll do is we'll spread out all of these. We could do the individual ones and spread them out. That's a good idea. I'm glad I thought of it. Aren't you glad I thought of it? The what you can do with a dangle is just, or with a cha-cha bracelet's limitless. So let's do that. So that means I need to come through the back here. This has to flip. So we are on this bottom one. Here, let me move this over. Bottom, bottom. Yeah, I think this is flipped over. Okay, so bottom, top, bottom. Like that. There. Oh, listen. They should call them jingle bracelets, not cha-chas. I'm sure somebody's going to give me the history of cha-cha bracelets. This is so cute. Okay. One thing I should tell you about Cha-Cha bracelets, when you think you're done, add a whole bunch more. I'm just kidding. Add a whole bunch more because they're so adorbs. Okay, what do we have left? 2, 4, 6. We have 8 pearls and 4 flowers. So let's put. Actually, I think we can do another flower and pearl like that, and then we'll see what we do with the other 2. Get some more jump rings. One for you, and a couple there. Okay. So yeah, tomorrow I take Jen. This is her 2-week appointment. This one needs to be closed. And it's looking pretty good, but she's not convinced that it's going to do what it's supposed to do. So I'm sure the doctor will reassure her tomorrow. So she still can't put a shoe on, which means she can't drive. And she said something the other day that made me a bit nervous. She said that she was concerned that she wouldn't be able to take me for my surgery if I get called. So I should be getting a call this week to have my surgery in 2 weeks. So we'll see what happens. And we'll do the, so this one here is right on the end, but you know what? There's another link here that's going to go, and we're going to add some jump rings before we add the clasp, so that it will be nice and loose on the end so you can get your clasp on. So I have seen these bracelets where they put pearls on head pins and then they put a whole bunch of them together and it creates this big round mass of pearls. Let me know if you've ever made one. I have tried to do it, and you know what? I think I may be thinking it's too simple, and it's actually harder than it looks. And I think what it is you might have to do the length of your head pin with your pearl on it at different lengths to get it to go around. I don't know. So let me know. Let me know what the scoop is on those. This way. There. Awesome. Okay, I'm not going to worry about the link on this side here right yet because we'll put the clasp on at the same time. So we do have some left. I wonder if we kind of add a little more in the middle. So let's actually I don't know if this is going to be too much at the front. We'll see. Okay. These should be flipped like that. And this flip down. Okay, there. So let's put this one here, right next to the middle bunny. Oh, this is annoying. I did it. I made it. Okay. I also have some other medical news to let y'all know about, but I think I'm going to do a separate video for that because it's a doozy. So I'm trying to separate that from just let's just have fun and bead. But kind of seeps in when there's so much going on. Okay, so this one here will go actually on the top. I think this one, because it's going up and down, doesn't really matter if it's at the top or not. So let's put it at the back. I think that's what I did on the other side. So just do that. That. Oh yeah, it looks good. The more the merrier, I say. Okay, so that's all of those. So I mentioned that I'm going to do the, let me see, I have to think about this. I'm going to close because this is going to go on. I'm going to fix this link here. So this was the link that I used to separate the pieces of the chain. So now we're going to put our clasp in there. What I want to do is, I find that if you put multiple jump rings together, it looks really good. It looks like a piece of chain. So that's why I left that. So let me just, I'm going to put 2 on this side and then link it with a small and attach the clasp. Okay, get that one on there. Make sure that's closed yet. Okay, so now we can put this one on here. Look at this. This is aluminum chain. It's super hard, especially the twisted is super hard to open and close, so just be aware. But it's also a more durable chain, so that's always good. So this is what I mean. Putting 2, we're going to put a single one. And so I put my toggle on there and then go through these 2 guys. Especially with your toggle, you should have some extension from it so that, and I'll show you what I mean by extension. So there should be a little distance between like a big piece of your bracelet, this area here, so that when you go to put it together, bring your toggle through, you can pull part of your bracelet through to get this on. But if I had, say, something like that, it would, of course, now everything's going through there, like you couldn't get it through if you had a big pearl there or something like that. So that's the toggle. So let's go to the other side. And this one we're going to do differently, only that we're going to open our jump rings and attach them, because I don't want to bother opening my chain because it is hard to open. I guess I'm going to need it more than that. Off. Like that. And then do your best to close it without distorting it. this one on. Now we are going to do our, this is a 4mm, if you're wondering. So let's get that ready, but I want to see if I can get this in the right orientation. So let's, there, that goes there. And let's get these guys there. So this is what I mean by the right orientation. I want this part here to be facing front, the same as the bunny rabbits. So that's all that was. Again, probably doesn't matter. Once you're wearing it, nobody's really going to look at the back of your wrist. But OCD kicks in. So let's get that there. And this one here. Look at that. Oh, that's pretty. Let's see what we have. That in there. Oh wow. Yeah. That is so cute. So it is a bit busy at the front. So that's kind of a choice you want to make, whether it's that busy or leave it a bit blank or add more all the way around. Up to you. But there you go. Let's get this in focus and we are set. Thanks for joining me. I hope you enjoyed that and stay tuned for more videos. Bye.